Stuart,
Yes.
what does it really mean to attach to nothing but God?
Tony, just build a system inside that enables you to do this, and then you tell me, okay, what it means to you. It's not something I can answer. How do what does it mean? To each person, it's a completely unique experience, but each person has to build a system inside that enables them to do that. And then you don't have to ask that question, because that question means that you want an answer in your head, and that's not going to get you where you want to go. So I don't know what it means, Tony. I really don't. I mean, in all humility, I must say, it's difficult to answer a question like that because it's unique. I do know that you'll never find out unless you build the kind of system inside yourself that enables you to connect with God, to overcome the obstructions, the difficulties, the problems in yourself that keep you from getting that, to overcome having to know these answers in your head. Because once you bring it into your head, you limit the possibilities of ever connecting with God. That kind of knowledge is, it's like a teacup in an ocean. So I can't answer that, but I can answer something else, which is you build a system, you work in enough depth on yourself and have the need to ultimately overcome every obstruction inside yourself, every problem that keeps you from getting there, and building the kind of inner life that enables you to connect with God. And it's very simple. You don't have to know anything, you just live it. It becomes living experience. And of course, that's truly what a spiritual life is about. You don't have to know, you live it. You are a child of God living in this world. You serve higher energy. You serve, people. You serve life. You serve God. And this is living experience. This is not, some kind of intellectual knowledge that you know in your brain, because you'll never know it there. And that's what this work is all about. Every class, one should feel a step closer to doing what I'm talking about. And then one day it just happens. And there's no problem about, like Rudy told me, the guru is not God, the guru is the servant of God. The teacher is the servant of God. The teacher is the servant of everyone who studies with them. So you don't worship the teacher, you learn how to build an inner life that is strong enough to where this connection with higher energy becomes a living experience. Something you don't have to think about, you just do. Because that really is the purpose of what your life is all about. Denies nothing. It's perhaps the greatest success anybody could have on the earth, doing what I'm talking about. And all the minor league successes like money and this and that, they all come. They come because you got to take care of Caesar here, and God's not going to allow you to not take care of Caesar. So they provide. They provide what you need. They're not going to provide abundance. Greed provides, Amazonian fortunes. That's what provides that. Not God provides what we need in order to continue living here, doing work that really is of service to higher energy in the universe. Which doesn't mean you have to become a monk or live in a monastery or an ashram. I would think that's the last place you can get this kind of thing. It's discovering that life itself is the temple. You don't have to create the temple. You're living in the temple. Everything is sacred. Everything's a manifestation of higher energy. It's all sacred. As I've said many times, Shakti flows into us. It's not positive or negative, it's energy. It becomes positive and negative when it flows through the system of the human being, depending upon how we see the world. That's when it becomes positive and negative. But, infinite energy is just energy. It's a marriage of right and wrong and good and positive and negative. It brings it all together into energy. When it flows through us, then it becomes personality, charisma, this, that, the other, or my opinion, right, wrong, good, bad. You understand? We transform the energy of God into all of that bullshit. Self-importance, who we are, who we're not. Really, it's unbelievable. It's almost absurd. So I can't answer that. Or maybe I did answer it. I don't know. You got a great answer, to that question.
Thank you, you did.
Does anyone else have a question they would like to ask? That's why I always say we have to be nothing inside. Total surrender, total state of openness, so that energy can flow through us and, elevate consciousness and life around us and everything we do. Does anyone else have a question?
Stuart, something came up when you were talking, you brought up greed, and need before several times. Can you talk about the distinguishing between greed and need?
Well, it's not much to talk about. We have basic responsibilities we have to take care of every day. Much of it requires money. Much of it requires a certain degree of success in the world, and we take care of them. That's need. Greed is, look, I know this because I was in a very big business once, making a lot of money, and there was never an end to it. You understand? No matter how much we made and how much we did, there was never an end to it. It became greed, and I had to stop it. I had to stop it. It would have destroyed my life. Now, life is a lot simpler. People make donations, I get Social Security, I get enough to live and do this. This is the greatest treasure I could possibly have in my life. I'm telling you, I had to really get out of that because it would have killed me. If I would have stayed in Denton, Texas, and this is true, with that candy business and the bakeries and all the stuff, the real estate we would take, I'd probably be worth $300 million today. And I'm dead serious about that. But yet I knew that if I stayed there, it would be the end of my life. I had to go to be able to do my spiritual work on a much bigger level. And that's why I left. So there's a difference between getting what you need to live. And, everybody should live well. Nobody should live in poverty. That's not necessary. This country requires that we live well. The freaking rents today are like ridiculous. When I was a young guy, I moved to Manhattan. I was paying $38 a month rent. That was my rent every month. A 20-year-old kid had no trouble getting $38 a month to live. It wasn't today. It's staggering what they ask to live.
It's $3,800 now a month.
The same apartment is $3,800 a month. But I was paying $30. I remember once I was in Lake Oswego, Oregon, with some friends of mine, and we went out and had dinner. and I ordered a salmon dish. It was a pretty expensive restaurant. The dish was $38. And I started to laugh. I said, my first apartment in New York cost me $38 a month, the price of the salmon on this plate, So it was different, but at the same time, today, we have to get successful. You have to know how to make money because the society requires it. And doing service to God requires it too, because you have to live. And then there's Caesar coming for the rent, the mortgage payments, the this, the that. You go to the groceries. I mean, you went to Trader Joe's yesterday, it cost $200 to buy food. I mean, whoever dreamed of this when I was younger? You got to make money. And there's nothing wrong with that. When it gets crazy is, when you got to, make trillions of dollars and be the richest person in the world. And this is, it reminds me of that wonderful poem by Shelley, Here Lies Ozymandias, King of Kings, standing at the grave of a guy who once ruled the world. Here Ozymandias, he ruled all of Asia, and God knows he was a big conqueror. There lies Ozymandias, King of Kings. Because that's ultimately where rich, poor, everybody goes, The greatest treasure is learning how to get to God, having a spiritual life, living and being happy, having an open heart, love. Those are the greatest treasures. But also, we can't be naive and understand that you got to pay $3,800, $2,800, $5,000 a month to live just for an apartment today, a house. So one has to learn how to earn a living too. I hope that's clear, because everything is part of learning how to be a conscious human being living in this world. And part of consciousness is also learning how not to be greedy and how to use the money you make in order to serve your family, serve your spiritual life, unconditionally. And it also gets rid of a lot of fear of money and success. And people are so afraid of being successful that it cripples them. They live their lives like cripples because success, they're so fearful of success. They get over that fear. I know I got over that fear. I got over that fear because Rudy put me in a situation where I had 20 people in an ashram living. We had to eat. We had, I said, Stuart, you got to learn how to make money. I never knew how to make money in my life. I had to learn. So it's all part of it. You understand? It's all part of the development of a spiritual life, the building of an inner life that enables you to deal with the world we have to deal with and to use it to serve the people you love, to serve God, to serve in the world unconditionally. Does anyone else have a question?
Thank you.
You're welcome. So I announced the other day that tomorrow I have to have this eye treatment done. So I'm not going to be able to have a meditation class tomorrow evening. It basically puts me out of commission for most of the day, And then I get up on Tuesday and everything is fine, you know. So the next class we'll have will be on Wednesday. And I'm very serious about what I said. There's a group of people here that are really wonderful, that are committed to a spiritual life, a group of people that can be a real foundation for building something, you know, that can be really wonderful and that can help many, many people have a spiritual life. I'm grateful to you all. I'm willing to shoulder whatever it is I have to do, you know, to keep this group going and to build it and to just, just be so grateful for the miracle of Rudy's meditation practice. It is something amazing because it deals with whatever you have to deal with in life. There's a way of understanding, not in your brain, but as living experience, what it is you have to do to get through the day. So God bless you all and thank you. And I'm looking forward to seeing everybody on Wednesday. You have a wonderful evening, a wonderful new year. You know, just really go inside and make the commitment that this is going to be last year was a year of tremendous growth, overcoming impossible odds. And this year on that growth, each and every one of us can build, you know, and that what I told Tony before, an inner life that allows us to experience what it means to be in touch with God. So bless you all and thank you. And I'm looking forward to seeing you all on Wednesday.
Thank you so much, Stuart.
Thank you, Stuart.
Thank you very much, Stuart.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Stuart.